Here's the $10 million webinar game plan I've created for a client and that we're rolling out soon. You can copy and paste the exact same strategy for your business if you sell anything expensive online. So who the hell am I? My name is Gian Espino. I've had the privilege to manage $87 million of ad spend, and I've been running the ads behind some of the top info product guys in the space, or if you sell anything expensive online. So in this video, you'll see the exact strategy that my client used back then. I'll break down the specific flaws live, why he's not where he wants to be, and why we created a specific custom plan for him to help him reach his goals. So this is a new client. This client is averaging roughly around $180,000 to $250,000 USD, and his goal is $833,000 per month, which is $10 million per year. So we'll hop right into the strategy, and I want to break it down for you. So if you sell anything expensive, and also if your funnel is a webinar funnel. Also, I do want to preface before we get into the Miro board is when working with me, every strategy is quite custom. We don't only do one funnel. We've done webinar funnels multiple times, VSL call funnels, profile visit funnels, DM sequences as well, like DM ads as well, even story sequence ads as well. So it's just full stack marketing. So for this example, it's going to be for webinars. So let's get right into the video. Let's go straight to the sweet spots. So this is the $10 million game plan. But first, before we get into the game plan, let's talk about his current funnel. His current funnel, he's running a video ad. He only had one campaign, 4 video ads. And out of those 4 video ads, one was working well. This was before he got onboarded with us. Then he has a VSL landing page. So everybody that watched the video, they would go to the VSL landing page, but it would trigger the lead event here. After that, after they submit their name, email, and phone number, like an opt-in, they'd go to the thank you page. And the event that would trigger, the pixel event, would be complete registration event. So the ads were actually optimized for complete registration. It's great in theory, especially if you're starting out. However, he was spending quite a bit of money already on a monthly basis. But if you optimize for complete registration, which is a lower event, like imagine optimizing for leads. You're optimizing for a low event because the event type is much, much lower. But later down the line, there would be an upsell page, which means he has the possibility to optimize for purchase, which is the next layer event. Imagine this. You have a lower intent event and a higher intent event. If you want higher intent people, higher quality, you want to optimize for this, not this. If you optimize for the higher intent, the end result, you're still going to get the beginning section, which is a lead. So you'll always want to optimize for the end result. Imagine this. You're running a VSL call funnel. Do you optimize for leads? Or do you optimize for what you want, qualified book calls? You want to optimize for this. So that's the same exact theory that we did for this client. And then there's just a lot of disconnect of his funnel. So after they submit the lead, after people purchase, there was no pixel event that would fire the purchase event. Then there's a lot of disconnect on the funnel itself, like create an account and a VSL page to a type form, which is a completely different type of funnel. So we have to scrap this out completely. So that was his funnel. So it was a video ad to a typical like webinar like VSL page, to an opt-in, and to an upsell page. It would optimize for the complete registration event, but there was no pixel event on when people actually purchased. So it was not even optimizing for what he wants more of, higher intent people. He was struggling with lead quality. That's why he couldn't scale to $833,000 per month, and is below 150 to 250K per month. So here's the new strategy that we're rolling out. The new funnel. We have a video ad, 3 campaigns for starting off. We have a best performing campaign called the BPA campaign. This is for his 4 winning ads already. If it's not broken, don't fix it. Number 2, we have a short form campaign for creative testing. We're using 5 variations of the winning hook, which was a direct hook, like a masterclass mentioning the specific dates. So we have 5 of these. Then we have a few, it's called testimonial hooks. We use the same best performing body, but of the winning video, we just embed the first 5 seconds, 3 seconds of a testimonial. Example, Susan. I have 2 new clients launching today. Both came from LinkedIn, 50K per month. We just embed that video into the existing body. So that's a testimonial hook, and that's been crushing very, very well. And then we also have some other testimonial hooks where the client is reading screenshot testimonials, because some of them are not videos. So just a client reading his images of clients that sent him messages. Like XYZ hit $150,000 in the first month, right? So we'll have a few variations of this. Not only that, we have a campaign for long form. Long form testimonials, he has a lot of links for long forms, which we can rehash. Even if it's 3 minutes to 6 minutes or even 8 minutes, we're gonna use that for ads, because this is gonna build a lot of credibility right off the bat. So it's gonna be 3 major campaigns, excluding retargeting campaigns. Next, we wanna optimize the VSL landing page. Right now it's triggering lead, but I had to remove the visualization here, but his landing page wasn't built for trust. It looked like a simple ClickFunnels page that it looks a bit scammy. You want to increase your conversion rate by making a page that looks very trustworthy. Here's an example. That's not a webinar example, but an example that we built out for a client where we built massive amounts of trust. So here, this is for a different industry, heads up, but look at the small details that we've created for a client. We have the pre-headline, headline, post-headline. All the coloring is all cohesive. We have a Typeform embed, and even like the small details on the back, where there's a bit of subtle animations that will signal a bit of premium quality. And even just for premium animations as well. Compared to a ClickFunnels landing page, where it just, a single page that looks a bit scammy. Here, it's slightly better. There's always things to improve upon, but we just want to improve our chances of, conversion rate optimization, and also lead quality. So that's a small thing that we did for a client. So we want to revamp the landing page. Next, that's the video ad, that's the landing page. Then we go to a thank you page. It still triggers the complete registration event. But for the thank you page, there's no like FAQ videos, like breakout videos, testimonials, nothing like that. It just said thank you and that's it. There was no small, subtle like videos below the thank you page video that would answer any of the common objections that people typically see on the sales calls. Shout out to Jeremy Haynes. He is very popular when it comes to making the breakout videos. I think he made the breakout videos, like the concept of breakout videos. So this is what a client did not have. Okay, now we go to the upsell page. The upsell page was just a secondary product, like a PDF, but there was no incentive for people to buy. Since it's a webinar, like a live event on Zoom, we needed something to incentivize people to even purchase even more, where we pitched a VIP group call instead. This will help convert more leads, nurture them even further, and increase the close rates even higher. His close rate's pretty good so far. So after they purchase something, the VIP package, they would be on the thank you page. But now we want to trigger the purchase event because we want to optimize for purchase, not leads, not complete registration, but the actual event to get higher intent qualified people. Optimize for purchase, higher intent, and higher quality people. But also we want the same FAQs, breakout videos, and testimonials just to make sure we can improve the amount of trust and also make sure the people that give us their information before the webinar, that they actually show up on the webinar. For the FAQs, these are specific questions that we're answering. What you'll learn and outcomes, who is this for and who it's not for, how to show up prepared, is there a replay, it's common for webinars, teaser case study, and what happens after the masterclass, and also an upsell thank you page, just welcome to the VIP. So these are some of the pre-webinar systems that we're currently focusing on. Before you create systems, you want to solve what problems you're solving. So ensure leads show up, very important, and also number 2, nurture leads so people know who the client is before the webinar. From emails, SMS, and also retargeting ads as well. Okay, now let's go to financial modeling. Before we take on any accounts, what we do is financial projections of what's their current stats, right? So this is a webinar financial model. We want to know how much is being spent, and we want to have 3 buckets: worst case, target, and also the reach, like best case. All this is based off of his averages of how much he was spent, and also which is cost per registration, like cost per lead, and also his internal metrics. So we have 3 buckets: worst, target, and reach. Right now, ad spend, cost per registration, if it's really, really bad, very, very bad for him, it's a $25 cost per registration, which will get him 1,000 leads. If his show up rate is 26%, that's 260 people that actually show up. This is free webinar. And 23% people book on call, that's 60 calls that he gets. And his show up rate on the call, 70%, 42 calls. If his close rate's 30%, which is lower than his average, he gets 13 deals. 13 deals times his AOV, which is 10,000, which gets him roughly around 125,000, because this is rounded. If you check this out, yeah, you just gotta round down. Okay, 125,000, right? So that's his worst case. His worst case is a 5x ROAS, based off his financials, and slightly worse. Okay, now we have target. This is what he's currently averaging. If he spends 25K, cost per registration is $17. He gets around 1,500 leads, 28% show rates on the webinar, 424 people show up, book call at 24%, so 102 calls, and 71 people that show up, and roughly 22.81 that close. That brings him around $228,000 cash collect at a 9x ROAS. So you can see the specific metrics that actually change to help improve how much money he generates. And we have a reach, right? If our cost per registration is $13, reach is $13, he gets almost 2,000 leads, right? Which will equate to $339,000, which is a lot of money. Obviously, this is far from his goal of $883,000 per month. So how do we actually get there? We break it down to 3 webinars. We want to have a test webinar of the current spend that he's doing. Then if we hit all the KPIs, such as like lead quality and like the close rates, we want to have a second webinar, 2 to 4 weeks afterwards, where it's going to be an increase of spend. You can see here, we increase from 25,000 to 50,000. If we maintain all metrics, that's when we scale up. Obviously, some metrics are going to dip, which we have to factor in. But if he doubles his spend, obviously if he spends more money, he'll make more money. And then we have a third webinar to confirm everything to help hit his targets. So if all green check marks are all good after we double the spend, we want to be very, very aggressive on the third webinar. And obviously things are going to get a bit more expensive. So if you see the cost per registration, it gets much more expensive. Instead of $17, it's $22. And he spends a lot of more money. If he's spending $122,000, he'll be generating roughly around $834,000 at a 6.84x ROAS. Not a 13x ROAS, not a 9.12x ROAS, not an 8.36x ROAS. No, like a 6.84x ROAS. The ROAS typically drops whenever you scale quite aggressively. He is scaling quite aggressively, but he will be hitting his goals of $833,000 for one single webinar. So that's our game plan of why he was stuck in terms of his current funnel. What are the optimizations that we saw that are easy lifts, and also what's our game plan that we're getting executed, and also financial modeling based off worst case, target, and also reach, and also a live example of a landing page. Anyways, guys, I am prepping to go to Hawaii. Got a wedding to attend to next Saturday, so we'll be there a few days early. So I'm going to pack. Anyways, much love, and I'll see you tomorrow. Peace, guys. Bye.